All of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmiah Shai Bashim Rakah Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmiah Shai, and to include the elder bishops on down as well, and Yahweh Bashmiah Shai Brakatham, to the overall elect whom this ministry is for, and as well as we teach this gospel too. All right, and it's your brother Laban, and I want to speak more about the kingdom of heaven, and I want to begin by reading the book of Numbers concerning Balaam, because even Balaam saw afar off, and he saw what was going to become of Israel, and I just want to build on that, and then we're going to allow the spirit to flow, and Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson as well. So let's begin Numbers 23. In verse 1 to verse 9. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to an high place. And the Most High met Balaam, and said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars. I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab, and took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, have brought me from Aram, which is those Assyrians, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come and curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord have not defied? From the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. And what that meant is that they wouldn't be counted. Now, when I went into this scripture, I said that this meant that we wouldn't be recognized among the nations, but it actually means something else. It means that we wouldn't be counted. Okay, and I think I have the word here. Yeah, which the word is chashab, which means to think, plan, esteem, calculate, invent, make a judgment, imagine, count, or to take into account. So yeah, we get the gist of that, to be considered, right? So among the nations, the time would come, especially in this day and age, which will be, is that we would what? Be discounted, as well as is also written in the book of Zephaniah chapter 2, just to tie this all in verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desired. So right now we would be that undesired nation, and a nation that the nations would disregard, look down upon, because of the cursing which was placed upon us. So this is what we're seeing of Balaam. All right. So he said, from the top of the rocks, I see him. From the hills, I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Because Israel is going to be an abundant nation in the kingdom. Right now, we're a few in comparison to what we've had been and what we're going to be in the future. So this is what he says. Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. Because what he saw was the glory that we're going to inherit. And we're going to go into that. And what I want to do is I want to look up this word here. Defy. This is the word defy, which is za'am, which means to denounce, express indignation, be indignant, To have indignation, to be indignant. Yes, so it just means to have indignation or to be angry. That's what it means, right? So, okay, yeah. These nations had expressed their anger against us, but guess what? The Lord is still blessed our people, all right? And it was really the Lord that actually allowed these nations to show indignation, which is his indignation, okay? But still, the Lord have not forgotten the promises. So yeah, we have been destroyed as a people because of the Lord's anger, but that doesn't mean that the Lord has forsaken us forever to his anger, all right? Because the time is coming, and that's even in the scriptures as well. The time is going to come when the Lord is going to let loose his anger from us, and the Lord is going to rejoice upon us, and that is all going to be in the kingdom of heaven, all right? And that's what Yahweh Shai is coming to bring. He's coming to bring that. First deliverance, and then the rejoicing is going to be in the end. All right? So, a part of the kingdom, which will be, let's read this now. This is thy kingdom, Psalms 145 and verse 13. Let me slow down. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. The Lord Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. And I have to tie this in with what is it? 1 Samuel chapter 2. In verse 8, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, and to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them, which is also in relation to the what was said in the Apocrypha in the book of Sirach chapter 10, that the power of the earth is in the hands of the Lord, and that he will give it to whomsoever he will, and even unto those that are profitable. All right? So the time is going to come when those that be low, which are the Lord's chosen people, will be exalted to exceeding glory. Okay? Verse 9, he will keep the feet of his saints, which are Israelites, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. Why? Because as it is written, time and chance happen to all, and our chance is what we're gonna have. Everybody had their chance to shine in the sun, and we're gonna have our chance to shine in the sun forever. Okay, the adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. All right, so all of Israel from top to bottom is going to be blessed, beginning with Yahweh Shai to King David, and as well as the 12, and then the 144,000, and then to the children of these men, which is going to be the returning of the 2/3 of Israel. So now, when I want to go back to reading Psalms 145. And verse 14 again, and the Lord upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down, and the eyes of all that wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. And thou openest thy hand, and satisfiest the desires of every living thing. So what is going to be our meat in due season? The kingdom of heaven. That's going to be our good. All right? Verse 17, and the Lord is righteous. Matter of fact, let's bump it up a verse. Let's go back to this. Thou open thine hand and satisfy the desires of every living thing. And you see, when Yahweh Shai establishes the kingdom, and he's going to be in it on earth, every living thing is going to be is going to have his desire. And that's where everything's going to rejoice. All right? The whole planet Earth is going to be in the state of praising him and rejoicing. Because the Lord would have fulfilled the desires of every living thing, as all things consist by him. So he knows what these things are in need of, especially the men, of course. All right, the nation. Let me say it that way better. So as this reads, the Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. Verse 18, the Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. You see, and this is why it's essential to know the name of the Lord, to declare the name of the Lord. IUIC. Verse 19, he will fulfill the desires of them that fear him, and he also will hear their cries and will save them. And the Lord preserveth all of them that love him, but all of the wicked will he destroy. Once again, and my mouth shall speak the praise of the Lord, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. So when the kingdom of heaven is established, by then the wicked would have already been destroyed, and we would have ruled over them for 1,000 years and then eventually exterminate them. Okay? And that's all that needs to happen, is that the saints needs to rule the planet Earth so that we can live in peace. We can live as what was once was. As what the earth used to be, paradise. So let's continue on with the book of Psalms again. Psalms 149 and verse 4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, and he will beautify the meek with salvation. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be beautified. Let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. And let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouths, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. So a part of the kingdom, and this is something that Vocab alone fears so much. This is what he brought to our attention at the camp, saying that we're going to do X, Y, and Z to these nations in the kingdom. And yes, we are going to do it, because that's a part of the meat or the good which will be brought to Israel. All right, is the fact that we're going to have the ability to exact vengeance upon y'all for the wrongs that you have done to us, as well as it's written in the scriptures that it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation unto those that have troubled you. And every nation, once upon a time, one way or another, has troubled us. And even all together in this age have they troubled us, being that we've been scattered under them. So what's going to happen? There's going to be a recompense for that. And this is going to show overall that the Heavenly Father is a just power. So yes, we're going to get down upon these nations. That's a part of the reward of the kingdom. All right? That's a part of the goods of the kingdom, is getting down on these other nations and taking everything that they got, because it's ours any doggone way, since the earth is going to be ours. Jeremiah 30, now in verse 16, and therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, which are these other nations, Psalms, 84? Every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds. And the way that the Lord is going to do that is under the new covenant. So we're going to be made perfect. So there's not going to be no imperfections of us anymore. We're going to be a made perfect people. And I tell you the truth, man, that's one of the greatest things that I desire, is being perfect again. You know, this human experience is irritating at times, man. You know, and you hear it among certain jakes too. Like, certain jakes will tell you they're perfectionists and all of that, because that's just in our spirit. As well as it was written in the book of Genesis, where it explained how Jacob was. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now, if you look up that word plain, the Hebrew word is tamayim, which means perfect. So he was a perfect man dwelling in tents. And that's what we're going to go back to, is being perfect. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring again. In other words, the Lord is going to turn back our captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places. And the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palaces shall remain after the manner thereof. And so that's where these other nations are going to come in. We're going to have a lot of what is called manpower. What is manpower? If the ones of you that don't know, power available from or supplied by the physical efforts of human beings. And we're going to have that abundantly. Let's go and get that in the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. And the strangers is referring to these other nations. And their kings shall minister unto thee. So that the nobles among the heathen are going to be our servants. For in my wrath I've smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. So now we're going to go back to what was written in the book of Numbers 23, when Balaam said, how shall I defy whom the Lord have not defied? Right? Because the Lord had indignation on us. Yes, he was indignant against us. And that was shown due to these other nations, the power of the Lord, or should I say the power of his indignation, was shown through these nations by the Lord himself against us. But guess what? That was going to be for a moment. All right. For a moment, I have smote thee. So let me go and read that again. Where was I? Isaiah 60 and verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in favor have I had mercy on thee. There you go. See? So the Lord is going to have mercy upon us. And that mercy is going to be shown in a big way when the kingdom of heaven is set up. And we're going to be living in the gloriness of the Most High. We're going to be living in ways which is going to exceed the glory which came before and which is today. All right. And glory that we can't even fathom. That's how we're going to be living. We're going to be living like gods. All right. So, what I want to do is I want to read this as well. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 19. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. And I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. And this is what, once again, this is what Balaam saw. He saw that the nation of Israel was going to be a bountiful nation in his words. Let me go back and read this again. Verse 10, who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like this. Right. So he was wishing that he could die the death of an Israelite because he saw the aftermath of Israel. He saw, of course he saw the destruction of Israel, but then he saw the aftermath of Israel. And it was the glory was incomparable to the cursing that they've experienced. And that's just the reality. I mean, many have seen it. So therefore, if the visions have been seen by a multitude of men, even these other nations have seen it, or man, which is among another nation, which became a prophet such as Balaam, then that means that it's the truth, because there's plenty of witnesses that have saw the vision of what's to come of us, of our glory. All right. So is the truth that the kingdom of heaven is going to be our kingdom, spearheaded by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai is going to definitely renew this planet Earth in the way that you ain't never seen it before. Okay. And this is all going to be granted by the Father in heaven. And this is what we live for. Yeah, so all right. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to go back and read Jeremiah 30 again, because there's some more in this. Yeah, so as this reads, and their children also shall be aforetime, as aforetime, Salakia, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. That's Isaiah 14 as well. For they shall take the captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governors, and their governors, should I say, shall proceed from the midst of them. And I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. For who is this that engages heart to approach unto me? Save the Lord Yahweh, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. And so let's tie this in with Isaiah 9 and 6, because the head of that government is Yahweh Shai. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Even in the book of Genesis 49, where it concerns the tribe of Judah, it says, Shiloh shall come. And Yahweh Shai is going to be that Shiloh, which is the peaceable one. Okay? As well as his name was Solomon. Isaiah 9 and 7, and of the increase of his government in peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Oh, absolutely. All right. So another thing that's going to make up the kingdom is having peace, because Jake done went through a rough time, man, from kingdom to kingdom, from society to society. And the last thing we gonna get when it's all said and done is a kingdom where we're gonna dwell in peace. Again, showing the Lord as a balanced power, a just power. We went through so much drama, and so that we'll have everlasting peace, and that's gonna balance the scales. So what the Lord has done, he saved the best things for last. And that's all I have to say on this right here. Lord willing, this was edifying indeed. Coming from the place of Balaam, you know, what he saw and all of this stuff, which he was of the tribe of, not the tribe, but of the nation of Moab. And the Lord woke him up and told Balak the king that there's no point in me cursing these people, because look at what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that these people are blessed, man. You know, how can I curse the people whom the Most High have blessed? All right. So we're a blessed people, and this is something that the devil don't want us to get access to. But what does it matter? It's too late. This is the Lord's counsel. So we going catch up to this thing anyway. All right, and we've caught on to this truth. So we good. All we got to do is continue in following it to the very end, and we'll reap the reward which awaits us, the kingdom of heaven. So with that, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. And double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone and the elder bishops on down, and to you brothers that are sincere of the hopeful elect. Shalom, and I'm out.